Hi. David, hello. Tim, hello. Welcome. I'll be starting in 7 minutes. Okay. So it's 8 o'clock where I'm at, Eastern Standard Time. Welcome. I am unsure if the word hypnosis maybe scared some people off or just had some busy schedules. I do know that hypnosis, just like sex, has a lot of taboo around it. There's so many definitions and opinions and perspectives around what is actually involved, A, with sex, and then B, with hypnosis. So it's quite understandable to think of them as taboo. What I'm going to do is I'm going to share with you my definition to help clear up a lot of misunderstandings. Because I do believe that confusion, frustration, and overwhelm are simply because of misunderstandings, like a gap in knowledge, right? A gap in what to do or what to say or what something is like, which can cause the feelings of confusion, overwhelm, and frustration. So for hypnosis, I look at it as advanced communication. Okay, so this could be really getting shifting from one belief system to another belief system. What's an example of that? For me, I believe that most of what is possible for me to do through consistency. So I believe that I am capable of doing pretty much everything as long as I'm consistent with the habits. So that is a reframe of thinking of beliefs, right? To possible to from impossible, right? Because if I don't believe that I'm capable of doing something, I won't do the necessary steps, or I may stay in my head thinking about it and just not even try. And a lot of that is from misunderstanding. So, what's another example is movies, right? The movie puts you into a scene and it gives you an experience where you feel like you're experiencing it because you're crying or you're, ooh, that was scary, or you're turned on from a sexual scene. Those are all indications of like a trance, right? Of hypnosis, of being in an experience, but you're not actually in it, right? But it's like a visual, verbal sensation, but you're not actually there in the movie doing all the things that the actors and actresses are doing. The same thing goes with like a hypnosis session. So you're not actually experiencing it, but you're having the experience in your mind. It's a psychological training, really, of training. Hi, Velvet. Nice to see your name pop up on the live chat. And by the way, everyone, please feel free to type in a message or do an emoji. I very much encourage that because I won't be able to answer something or address something if it is a concern or anything like that comes to your mind. I won't be able to know it unless you write it in the message. And I do welcome any shares at any time, and I'll do my best to stop and then address it, or I'll say I'll need to get to that in a little bit, a little in some time. So I'm just going over what hypnosis is and what hypnosis is not. Again, it's the hi Adele, welcome. I'm just going over uh what hypnosis is and what hypnosis is not. Right? Because it just like sex, there's a lot of misunderstandings with hypnosis and there's a lot of misunderstandings with sex. That is why these topics are so taboo. It's primarily because there's a lack of language and clarity of what is actually happening. There's just so many misunderstandings, and so that is my primary motive of showing up here and addressing the misunderstandings. So again, you can write anything in the chat. I very much welcome it because I won't be able to know your insight unless you share it with me. And I like receiving any thoughts or any perspectives. They're all wonderful to talk about or share. And if you have anything to add, that is also it's all welcomed. Hello, Heart Unshackled. Great to see you all in the live chat box. So, again, the hypnosis, right? So, I want to explain that thoroughly that it's really an internal state that you're actually experiencing through language, through words, which is primarily the reason why. Hi, Leon. Taboo stuff is more fun anyway, right? Yeah. So that's exactly what it is. It's stimulation because it's taboo. It's like this, ooh, like, ooh, naughty, right? So it provokes hi Margaret, welcome. It provokes the mind and the emotions in the body to have more stimulation with these taboo topics, right? Because of the misunderstandings that are, throughout society programming of, what is acceptable and what is not. And so it's having the meanings of, ooh, this is a no, right? When who defined that, right? So hypnosis is an internal state connecting with your body, connecting with your mind, and really experiencing words and the sensations and the thoughts that are coming up in your mind. Okay. So I just want to be so clear about this is an internal state that you're experiencing on your own. You are creating these experiences yourself. And it's done through language. And that is what the language of orgasm, what I like to speak so much about is our voice in the bedroom, in and out the bedroom, of our preferences, of what we want, of our desires, of being able to express them. Hello, Chris, welcome to our partner about what we would like more of, what we don't want more of, and using our voice to stimulate our sexual experience, right? Because yes, a moan is wonderful. Yes, a fantastic facial expression, right? That can turn our partner on or it can turn us on, right? These are that's just part of it, but adding the language of talking and serenading our partner in the bedroom, it intensifies and magnifies the orgasm to a massive extended orgasm, right? With the words, the dirty talk, right? I know a lot of people say they don't like the word dirty because it has like this shame sort of based kind of emotion behind it. But say we just say it's that we're just calling it that word to clarify what we're talking about. It's this sexual stimulation of words, of language that we have the ability to do with consistency, right? It's consistently showing up with our language and developing it and receiving also the language from our partner to be able to listen to their desires or ask with curiosity of what there is happening for them, and using words to enhance our experience. Because when we add these words, it is creating the brain to connect to the body with the sensations. So it's not to like dominate our partner. I mean, that is definitely, if you talk that out and you have the consent, that's wonderful. But it's being able to kind of seduce and intoxify this situation with our mouth, with our words, because our words are coming from our heart and from our mind, and then coming out with our through our mouth. So the hypnosis session is going to be me just simply giving you some words, some dialogue to experience some sensations in your body. And I'll be guiding you through that experience. And you'll just notice whatever comes up, you'll become aware of the sensations and the thoughts that you're having in your mind. Maybe a fantasy pops up, and that's wonderful too, because there is nothing wrong with having a fantasy or this imagination. Some people have a lot more imagination than others. So keep that in mind. There is no judgment around whatever shows up for you. But these words are meant to flood you with an experience. And each time it's going to be slightly different, but you're building the connection between your brain, these words, and your body. That is what is happening in the experience. It's a consistent showing up of creating the language, the dialogue between yourself first, and then you can express it outward, right? And so it's where really wherever you're at, this might just be a nice time to connect with yourself and go inward. So what does that mean exactly? For me, it might be silence. For me, it might be just noticing that there's tons of thoughts in my head circulating and percolating, and that's okay. If maybe I just need to ground my energy, and it's really just connecting to what you need in this very moment through this experience. But I do want to give you a question that popped up on the Substack that I fell in love with, and I'm going to give that to you. So, what what is a sexual experience you've never had that you really want? I love this question. Again, so what's a sexual experience you've never had that you really want? And, sometimes this just might be connecting on a deeper level with another person in particular, or yourself, or your body, or it might be something really wild. Like this is your question. A threesome. I love it. Yes. So Leon wrote a threesome. Great. Yes. So, this moment, the hypnosis session, it's going to be an invitation to see how you can go about the threesome. What would you need to do? And sometimes what we need to do might actually just be vocalizing and articulating with words what we want to another person, right? It doesn't necessarily mean some bold, big action, right? I think society has trained us with that. It might be simply asking for what we want to other people or addressing it. Hello, Duncan the Sage. Nice to have you here. So I'm going to invite you all. Again, this is an invitation, but this is extremely encouraged, and all of this is going to be super welcome, and you simply can't get this wrong. Everything is going to be correct. And what I do recommend is that you come to a space right now that feels very comfortable for you. So if you are doing something that is requiring your attention, like cooking or driving, you may just want to pull over and pause from that. Okay? And stop doing that, sit down or stop moving and come to a position where you can stabilize your body so that it's balanced. If you're standing, that's fine. Just bring your weight to the right and left foot. If you're sitting, position your sit bones so that they're even and you can feel the support of whatever it is around you and just feel that connection, whether it's in at the bottoms of your feet. Okay. And what I'm going to have you do, all right, and if you can't physically do this, you can imagine this in your mind. And if it's okay for you, you can close your eyes. Trust that however you experience this is going to be exactly okay. And just take notice of whatever shows up for you. This is meant to bring up wonderful, intoxicating. What about laying down? Laying down is great. Thanks for saying that. Laying down is fine. Ideally, you want to have a posture. This is such a great question. Ideally, you want to have a posture so that you're erect, right, in your body, right? If you think of a penis erect, think of your spine erect, okay? Because you're going to have the symmetry of like full connection in your body because it's not just mental. Your body, you change the state of your body, you change your posture. If you go into a plank pose, if we know what a plank is, that's where you put your hands down on the ground and then your feet are lengthened out behind you and you're holding your body upright, pressing the ground away. And that's requiring a lot of your core strength. That still will change your state. So anything you do with changing your body position is going to also change your mental position, your brain. So if you're laying down, I'd like you to have at least like a 45-degree angle at the bare minimum. I do recommend coming to an upright, erect position with your spine to ideally experience this because it's going to create more of the focused connection inward. That is the reason why. Okay. All right. So it's consistently building in the habit of the brain and body connection, which is creating that mental control, the stimulation, more of an intoxicating experience that you're going to have sexually with your partner. And again, so I want to go over the question. It's what's a sexual experience you've never had that you really want? Right. And so that can be however you want your sexual experience. It could be very bold and something that you've never experienced before. It's an unknown. It could be a new toy. It could be a new lover. It could be a new position. It could be a new role, right? Say you've always been a submissive in your life. Maybe you'd like to experience being a dominant person in the bedroom, right? Or maybe it's just more connection and presence with your partner. Or maybe it is those apply to single people. So it applies to, yeah, and like, yes. So however you need to draw this in for your experience. So this is however you want for your sexual experience. If you're in a committed relationship, please, I encourage you to keep the boundaries drawn in for you. The suggestions are only there for you to decide what is appropriate for you. Okay? So keep that in mind. But it's really just the question before we begin. It's a sexual experience you've never had that you really want. And again, it could just be more of a deeper connection with your partner. It can be doing a new place. It can be a new environment. Okay. All right. So you'll come to a wonderful place that you feel safe right now, and you'll separate your legs and you'll separate your hands. Why? Because it's keeping your body more of in an open position. And when your body is in a more open position, you have just a more free flowing, energetic space between your mind and your body. This is just an ideal suggestion for you to put your body in. Again, you're going to do what is best for you. But a lot of studies have shown that it brings a more grounded presence in the body by having it open, your hands spread out, and your feet spread, your legs uncrossed. All right, but ideally, if you want to cross your legs and this gives you more of a safety uh, in your body, then that's fine. So go ahead and stretch your arms out, right? If that does not feel comfortable, you can place an elbow on a table or an armrest, right? So your elbow, and just stare at your hands. So really look at your hands. Just stare at your hands, right? Stare at the inside of your hands. Okay. I'm doing it too. So you're going to notice and become aware of the lines on your hands and the length of your fingers. And you can shift your awareness to a sensation. There might be more of a sensation in one hand that's stronger than the other. Your fingers may move. That's fine. You can just notice anything that is actually happening in your hands. Maybe the lines that are circle prints or the fingerprints on each finger and how they're different, the length of your fingers, and just how much your hands actually do for you. Feeling grateful for your hands. They have thumbs that can grip things. And just notice maybe if there's some calluses or anything that's happening with your hands that you can see and you can hear the sounds around you. And when you listen to the sounds around you, they just take you into a deeper state inward, going inward, experiencing the sensations in your body. And you can slowly lower your hands down to your lap or wherever they feel comfortable at the right speed. That's ideal for you. And when you lower your hands down, you'll just go into a wonderful state of trance. You can close your eyes and you can reposition your body and settle in slightly more, making any adjustments that are going to feel really good for you. This is your trance, your hypnosis. As you go deeper into settling in your body, making adjustments, you'll just start to go more inward, and you can close your eyes if you haven't already and begin to imagine you're receiving a massage. You can know that you can move your imaginary massage at the right speed, at the right locations for your body. So you'll start your imaginary massage with your masseuse of your preference at your feet, starting to feel some sensations of that imaginary massage of rubbing the insides of your arches of your feet and around the ankles and your toes. And in this imaginary massage, they'll start to move up the backs of your legs. Again, this is your massage. So if you would prefer to have your massage in a different area on your body, go ahead and do that. You have full control. So going up the backs of your calves, and this is the right pressure for you. Moving up your quads, your quad muscles all around, feeling your muscles starting to soften the more that you have that massage pressure at the right places on your body. And then going up to the backs of your glutes, moving out any muscles that have some tension. And then your lower back. And this is at the right speed. So if you want to keep it more at your glutes, you know that you have full control to do that as well. You can choose your space on your body that feels right. Exactly what is the experience. You get to decide. And then your mid back feels maybe even a deeper pressure, but it's the right pressure for you, knowing you can turn up that pressure or lower it down. And then your shoulder blades and up around your shoulders. And you might even feel your body just start to loosen up here, finding more space from the bottoms of your ears to your shoulders, allowing those muscles to remember a sense of ease. And then your arms, moving from your hands to your forearms, the back of your upper arm, and then your neck, the back of your neck, the right grasp of that hand on the back of your neck. You can go around your head like a cranial massage, feeling the fingertips, how it's corresponding to the right places in your body to release anything. Maybe in your temples, your upper temples, feeling the strength and warmth. And that cranial massage up at the top of your head. And you notice maybe even tingles, sensations in your body, or swallowing some saliva in your mouth and just becoming even more loose. And you can notice if your breath has changed. Maybe sighing out And that's your power of your breath. So as you feel into this massage, you can hear also the sound of my voice, and my voice will go with you throughout this process. I want you to go to a space. So, where is a wonderful environment for you? Take yourself there now in your mind. It's a safe space that you really enjoy being in that environment. And in that environment, you look around, you can see what you see, notice the colors. Take a moment to breathe in all the sights that you see. You can look up and see what color the sky is. You can look down and see what is on the ground. And as you breathe in for your next breath, there's a smell in that wonderful environment that you feel safe and secure in. It might be a sexual smell. Might be a wonderful smell that you draw in through your nose. And you can hear sounds. Maybe it's some songs that stimulate you sexually that you really enjoy listening to. You want to listen to those. Maybe it's silence, but you acknowledge all the sounds that you get to choose the music that you like. This is your imagination, your hypnosis, and you'll just become aware of a sensation around your genitals. We'll focus on the genitals. There's a triangle space, and that triangle space in between your legs, there's a temperature there, and connect to it. And as you connect to that, just imagine pleasure, pleasure, feeling those sensations in the body. And I wonder how much you can become aware and change or intensify those sensations in your genitals, right? Just notice where they are. Is it on the left or the right? And how much stronger you can make one side of your genital area. And going inward, say going inside your body. Maybe it is a pulsing, pulling, pumping sensation up towards your head, where you're pumping and pulling in with your belly button towards your spine, sexuality. This pulse, pulling it up with your genital area, pulling it up and pulling it in. And you know that you can intensify this and expand this energy outward. So it might go to your inner thighs and down your legs and going up the back of your back body or your front body. And you just feel this sense of accomplishment as you're pulling your sexual energy up your body as you go inward, right? Noticing how that feels in your body. It's a tingle, could be some pressure, maybe some more warmth. Become aware and discover that right now. Feel how these words intensify or de-intensify your experience. Just take notice, feeling that pleasure all around you, inside, and those sensations, they go even deeper. And it can be a temperature, that feeling of hotness. And you know that you have this moment and you have full control of intensifying those feelings and sensations in your body. And I wonder if there's a visualization of sexuality, of maybe some bare skin of another or of yourself, and knowing that you can choose whatever you want to see, and you can choose the exact lighting that you would like to have. And there's this wave of wonderful, beautiful beauty that washes all around you. And if it doesn't wash, maybe it's just stillness. You know the importance, and you have that success of feeling love and the body temperature of maybe another. Maybe it's someone else's body temperature all around you, like a hug. You could even grab your body and place your hands wherever it feels so good for you to experience even more. But you know that you have these words flowing towards you, and it intensifies as you become aware of more of the sounds of these words connecting to your body. And that connection grows as you become aware of more of the sounds that take you into your hypnosis, where those sensations, they grow. And it's important to understand your sexuality. Maybe there's a color. Maybe you focus on that color and you imagine that color spreading all over your body or around your environment. It's everywhere, like a blanket that wraps all over you. And maybe that blanket has a pressure against your body. Feel what that feels like. Know that you can turn up the heat that is in your environment. And maybe you have sweat dripping somewhere on your body and you can smell things. Maybe there's a smell of cum. Maybe there's a smell of body odor. And you can make it stronger. And that corresponds with your sexuality. That's right. And it evolves. And maybe you've had even changes in your body with your chest, around your breast. Noticing what has changed there. Has something hardened? Have you hardened anywhere on your body? Or maybe you've softened. You know that this is your control, and you have that control of your experience, your imagination, whoever you want to have as well in your space. And you can see what you see and intensify it. Make those colors more vivid. Become aware of that in your mind. Hear what you hear. Make the sound exactly how you want it, lower or higher. It's wonderful. Feel what you feel. Maybe it's your lips, bringing awareness to your lips and your genitals. That's right. Bringing awareness to your genital area. Anywhere that you feel sensation, could be pulsing, tingles, more wetness. feeling pleasure. Pleasure, the right pleasure that is for you. And it intensifies and magnifies with magnificence and ease and love, the right love for you. And knowing that your desire, your erotic desire of sexuality is right for you. This is your experience. And you'll consider everything that is happening, maybe even a swallow in your mouth. Know that the strength around your genitals, your sexuality, it grows as you connect more to those parts of your body, your genitals, feeling and observing. Just notice how much more confident too you feel with that connection of your sexuality as you go to those spaces on your body, noticing the temperature. Your temperature is so right. It's exactly correct for you. This is your space. Taking your breath, breathing in and breathing out. Your breath is your control. It's your anchor. It anchors you in to your possibilities. It's there for you. Your possibilities in your moment right now is going to grow just because you showed up here. And it's happening and it's yours. It's all for you and it corresponds for you. Knowing that you have one thing, there's one thing to focus on and recognize that. Recognize on your one thing for your sexual experience, on what you need to do. Again, it might just be saying something and take a note of that. Whatever comes to your mind is correct for you. That was correct creation for you. That was your gift. Feeling that connection now and the importance of it. And go ahead and just re-enter your body if you happen to have left it. Pull yourself back in and come back to your body. Breathing in, knowing that something showed up for you for your sexual experience that you're going to do or you're going to say. And that's correct for you. And you have the learnings and the wisdom inside your highest wisdom. And I'm going to count you up from 1 to 4. 1, feeling connected to your body. 2, those changes have been made. 3, bringing some movements back into your hands, your feet, the right time for you. And 4, you come back wide awake here and now, knowing that you received something. And go ahead and write down when you're ready, write down what showed up for you. And I encourage you to write it down, or if you can't write it down, make a mental note. But it is encouraged to write things down because you're creating more of a neurological pathway between what you want for yourself, what you're going to do by writing it down. It stimulates more of your brain by writing things down, lighting up more pathways in your brain. So yes, you could type it out, but that will be lighting up a few pathways in your brain. You'll get more pathways lit up in your brain neurology. There's been many studies that have shown that. And add some emotion to it. Magnify it. Because when there is emotion connected to what you're going to do or say, there is more power behind it, more momentum. So go ahead, tell if you'd like to share anything more about your sexual experience or anything that showed up in your body or your mind or any fantasies. They're all welcome. You can type them in the chat. That was just a taste of what a hypnosis session can be like. They're all going to be different with a different intention, different feeling. But it's really connecting inward and letting go of usually a lot of stuff that isn't clear and coming back to what is clear for you versus what others have told you perhaps is correct for you. Was there any clarity that showed up? Anything that showed up that you didn't expect? Inner warmth and tingling, divine peace and love. Wonderful. And was the tingling in places in your body that you expected the tingling to be at? Thank you for the emoji. Or was it somewhere new or unexpected? Did you also the inner warmth, was it something like, wow, I didn't know my body could actually change the temperature like that? I think talking about sex and sexuality is such a important part of having clarity and letting and having more understanding of others and our own self, making it okay to want what we want or explore simply by talking about sex overall, bringing awareness to some of these topics that we're not alone when we experience some of these things that we want or that we don't want, that we're struggling with. That it's hard in some places, in some aspects of our life with our sexual experiences, of really talking about this stuff, that it's we ha that it needs to be discussed. Otherwise, it gets hidden. And then, like, learning what other people are doing so that, "Oh, that's how they did it. Well, okay, I'll give that a go and make that a go for me." So it's learning also from others, from community, and being around other people that wanna talk and about sex, that having some awareness and words to express ourselves And these questions, yes, need to shine light on it, teach each other. Exactly. Because if I've never done something, but Leon has, or David has, or Chris has, or Dr. Vic has, I'm just going, or Duncan, the sage has. I'm just going off of the names that I can see or that I can remember at the top of my head. I would love to know how they did it so that I can learn and I feel accepted of myself, knowing that this isn't super strange or that I'm flawed, that it's okay to want these things, or how could I go about navigating this in a safe way if I want to do something new? Because after many years of doing something the same way over and over again, it might be a little tough to navigate how to explore or change in a safe way, especially if we want to do it with one other partner who we're committed to. How do we go about this? How do we maintain our relationship while also doing new things so that we can feel and express ourselves? But simply having the community and talking about sex, I think really gives a lot of expansion to just accept our sexuality, our orgasm, our genitals, what they are doing, what they are not doing, talking about it, and having compassion for ourselves and also our bodies. So, this was really primarily focused around the body and connecting your mind to feeling sensations. I did assume that everybody has had a massage before, but that is, you created that massage inside your body with your mind. That was you. So bring awareness and celebrate yourself that you did that. That's wonderful. Only dumb question is the one you've been too shy to ask. Just got to find the right person who's been where you want to go. Exactly. Leon, I couldn't agree more. I think that finding the people that can be our mentor or our guide, our leader of where we want to go, who have had that experience. The reason why that is so important is because they have empathy. Girlfriend is a massage therapist. Yes. So I'm I don't know, sometimes if we're very much in a profession, we might not wanna give it to our partner as much, but, I have no idea. I'm assuming that she gives you massages from that message, but I don't know. You'll have to tell me. But, so that is so the one thing that I also want you to take away with this is that when our body is relaxed, delightful. When our body is relaxed or changes a position, it will create a change in your mind. Okay? And you can have a word to connect your body and your mind to that as well. So it can be standing up in an erect posture. It can be doing a plank, but knowing that, or it can be, moving into where you're horizontal laying down, and that's fine too. You'll be changing your body's position, which is going to change how you are thinking. So keep this in mind. That is one reason why I focused on the massage, because it generally releases a lot of tension from the body so that you feel more open to receive and more open to experience more pleasure. When our body is more open and softened and it feels safe, when our body feels safe, then we're a lot more able to go into an orgasm. So let me know your thoughts. You can also tell me what you didn't like. I Anything is welcome. So just a reminder to write down. I'll say the question again. And if that question didn't land for you, you pick your own, okay? It might be something non-sexual. It might be something else. It might be another relationship that you want to tend to. So the question, it's what's a sexual experience you've never had that you really want? And writing it down. You said quads. Did you mean hamstrings? Back of thighs, quads in front. I said the quads in front, but the hamstrings they actually need to really be addressed. So such a great point. Yes, the hamstrings. Yes, those needed to receive some love. Great point, Leon. I did say the quads though. You were listening. Thanks. So yeah, write it down and know that you writing it down, that is going into your brain. And it will come to you with the change at the right time for you because you've made the effort to write it down. So that means something. So let me know if you'd like of any changes with your orgasm as I'm doing these lives. I receive messages from people and they share with me about how they're erect or they've had an orgasm in a new way. And I am delighted to receive that information. It really makes me feel fulfilled that other people are having more pleasure with their partner or partners. This is your orgasm. There's no judgment if you however you want to have it. This is your life. And what is going to work for you may not work for other people. Keep that in mind that this is your ownership too of your pleasure center. And know that your sexual desires are yours. They aren't meant for another person necessarily. Meaning you get to share them maybe with someone else, but they were meant for you to receive. Okay? So some people, they may judge on a sexual desire, but that is because of their discomfort. It's not that what you want is incorrect. It's just maybe articulating it or speaking it in a way so that you can feel so that it can be received or however you need to go about to get your needs met. That's another topic. But I just want to encourage you to know and take ownership that your sexual desires, they were meant for you. Okay? I think some people, they can impose too much of their own preferences on us. So keeping that in mind. Anyways, it was great to connect with you all. I like talking about sex and how people live and experience sexuality and what they're doing, what they're not doing, what they want to do. And I do hypnosis. I think it is advanced communication. That's all that I think that hypnosis is. It's just advanced communication using words. All right. Well, I'll be showing up again at these 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This was building. Thank you for the emoji, the heart. This was building your connection to your mind and your body. Whether or not you believe that that happened, it did because you showed up. And that is the step for transformation of just being here. All right. You are so welcome. And thank you so much, Heart Unshackled. I love these names, they're fantastic. It was great to connect with you all, and I'll most likely be on Wednesday. I've been doing every other day. So, and feel free to let me know if there's something that you want me to talk about in particular, or if there's something with a hypnosis session that you'd like to go into a deeper dive. I didn't do the pussy primarily because it seemed like there was a lot more men showed up, so I just made it our genitals. I made it more open of you just experiencing it around your genitals and you guiding yourself with the sensations in your body, right? All right. Bye for now. Thanks for joining.